Let's talk about temping. Now, if you are someone that has not had a lot of experience as an assistant or admin, maybe you have no experience and you're thinking about pivoting your career and you want to find out if it's something you would like to do, or you think that you might need a little bit of training, then temping is a really great way to get into the industry and kind of feel it out and learn some skills. It's also really great for someone that is decided they need a change, they need to leave their role, they're looking for some flexibility. Leaving a permanent role and going to a temping option is also another great way to make money. Right now we're in a gig economy. A lot of people are looking for contract work over full-time employment, and it makes it more flexible for them. So this is actually now an employees, in a lot of places it's an employees market, really. And so temping is one of the options that you have. Now, if you've never temped before, this is something I was absolutely terrified to do. I thought temping would be like the first day of work at any role, and then having to do that over and over and over again. That day where you're trying to remember everyone's name, where you're trying to remember all the procedures and the codes for the phone, and you're trying to take it all in. But it's not that, because they're not asking you to fill an entire role. There's usually one or two key tasks that they need covering while someone's on maternity leave, paternity leave, while they're hiring in between. Maybe it's a temp to perm position where they want to try you out, and you want to try them out and see if it's the right place for you, whether they just need some vacation, holiday cover. It's a really great, or they've got a project maybe that is something like data entry, where they've got a big project. This needs to be done over the next 2-3 days or two to 4 weeks, and they just need someone to cover it during that time. But it's usually not an entire role, it's some key tasks that you need to do. So one, if you just had to come in and answer phones or greet guests and make sure that you call the person they're supposed to see, that's not so scary. And in fact, for someone who was, when I first started temping, I was new to that city. I had moved there to be with my partner, and I had never been to London. Well, I'd been to London before, I'd visited, but I'd never fully lived there, and now this was my city. And temping really helped me learn the city on my own without having to rely on him. So that was really exciting. And it also helped me gain confidence in the role. As long as I was friendly and helpful, they always were really kind and liked me. And if I went one step beyond, if I heard someone having a problem with a Word document, the printer wasn't working, that the kitchen was just a bit messy, then I didn't just sit there and twiddle my thumbs. I got up and did something, as long as I was covering what I was supposed to be doing. But I couldn't just sit there. I couldn't just surf the web. I couldn't just wait, because like I said, they just want you to cover one or two tasks, so you could have all this time in between. So I once worked for a very high-end luxury clothing brand while someone was on break over the holiday season, and I helped make a new parcel delivery roster where we brought in, I could see what we were shipping out and what was coming in, and because they were very expensive items, if there was any question of what was getting lost, then it was all recorded with all the tracking numbers. And so I left the job better than when I came in, and I got a lot of job offers that way. And it was really a great way to find permanent employment, and got me to realize I really liked being an admin and an assistant, and that is where my career path went. So if you are thinking about temping, I highly suggest giving it a go. It's also a really great option when you just feel you cannot be in a role anymore. Then reach out to a couple of recruitment companies. The more you can reach out to and make relationships with, the more likely you are opening yourself up to opportunity to be able to temp, and you get to decide when you want to work and what you want to do and how much you want to be paid. You can decide whether you accept the offer or don't. Make sure that, so some tips there are, make sure that you are always following up. Tell them every week what your schedule is. Make sure they know that you are still interested. And make sure when you go in there that you're selling yourself. If you've never been an admin or an assistant before and you're thinking about being one now, make sure you go to the download section of this course and you're looking at those key words. Make sure you're looking up a bunch of job descriptions on admins and assistants and what they do, and then look at your own experience and pull out what you've done in the past to make you desirable and make you a good fit to then pivot into this career. Help the recruiter or the person that's placing you, help them sell you. Make sure you walk into the office when you meet them with those things in mind. So those are my tips, and those are my thoughts on temping. And like I said, if you're thinking about it, this is your sign that you should really go and give it a try today, because you have nothing to lose.